Just 10 minutes outside of San Francisco lies the foggy little town of Pacifica, California, where I was recently invited to Anime Imports by its owner to view his personal Magic the Gathering collection. Anime Imports isn't just another game store. It's owned and operated by Magic player, Magic judge, and Magic collector Mike Fields. Besides its board games and anime collection, the store specializes in Magic the Gathering events. Its library of Magic cards, both extensive and impressive. But Mike wanted to show me his personal Magic collection. I decided to take a look. Hey Mike, so here you have a collection to show me.
Sure do. You want to check it out over here?
What's that?
That's where I keep my collection in.
Oh wow, okay.
Alpha Tropical.
Wow.
Pretty much near mint condition. Alpha Underground Sea, signed by Rob Alexander. Right there. This one's not so minty. Alpha Mox Jet.
And this is all from your personal collection?
Yeah. Limited Black Lotus. Fortunately, sleeves didn't exist when I was a kid, so its back doesn't look so pretty.
So this was literally your Black Lotus that you got as a kid?
Yeah. This one was saw a lot of play.
on the pavement, on the blacktop?
On blacktop.
Oh boy. And what do you think that's worth in that condition, maybe?
TCG for moderates around 2,500.
Wow. And if it were near mint, what does that go for, do you know?
Around $5,000, roughly.
Wow.
Let's see. We have a near mint unlimited Mox Opal. Didn't use the Moxes very much. Figured I could just use land. Do have a near mint Mox Sapphire. Have a well-loved Ancestral Recall. Beta Berserk. Actually, mostly started playing during beta. Alpha packs were still available at the time, but it costed a little too much. Limited Mox Emerald. Decent condition, probably lightly.
How can you tell the difference between a revised card and an unlimited card?
For dual lands, which I can show, a unlimited dual land doesn't have the tap symbol.
Ah.
Unlimited also has a double border around here, and the font's smaller for the artist's name. Versus, so there is a unlimited Underground Sea.
Mm-hmm.
If you compare this to the revised, I'm going to put next to it. The text here is different than here. There's a double border right around the whole edging of the card itself. And then there's no tap symbol, and there's a tap symbol here. The tap symbol didn't come around till revised.
Cool.
For alpha, beta, you can tell the difference based on the edging. So, like for instance, this alpha has rounded edges, where these ones are a little more squared. The alphas are more like a playing card. Because they were produced by a poker card company. So we have yet another Mox Sapphire. This one actually saw some play. Two more Mox Rubies. They also saw some play. Yet another Mox Sapphire. Blue is pretty much my go-to color, so...
So they all saw a lot of play if it was blue.
Pretty much. The blue card saw a lot more play. Library. Somehow in good condition, even though I did see some play since blue tended to have a full hand. Mishra's Factory. Candelabra near mint. This is when your artifacts just say mono artifact. Mono artifact meant that it tapped, but it didn't actually say anywhere on the card that it tapped, other than the fact that it was a mono artifact.
Interesting.
The ones that could be used multiple times, every time you paid for them, were called poly artifacts back in before the tap symbol, meaning that you could use them multiple times. Play set of monodrains.
Nice.
Most of them probably lightly played. By the time Legends came around, there was actually sleeves for cards. Also a Legends Moat. Pretty decent condition also from Legends. Caracas. It's a fairly valuable card now, but wasn't a few years ago. The Abyss, also from Legends. Also in pretty good condition. Lee from Cairo. A thing to note with cards from Arabian Nights is there's, from the different print runs, there's actually a difference on the numbers. So the original print run of the set had a small dark circle around the number, where the later had a more traditional lighter coloring around the number.
So you can actually tell if that was an original print run by that.
Yes. It's pretty much the only way to know, and the original print run tends to be worth more, especially to collectors.
Nice.
This is a unlimited misprint Badlands. So it has this blue mark here. I'm not sure why. I've seen like 3 others with the same mark. It looks a lot like a pin mark until you get up close. And you can tell it's actually part of the card because there's no indentation or anything. 2 unlimited Underground Seas. I probably have some more, but they're most likely in Legacy decks. Or my Vintage deck. That's also unlimited Badlands. 4 more revised Underground Seas. Which again, you can kind of use them to see the difference between the two. Some revised Badlands. Well, by the time revised came around, most of my stuff is in fairly decent condition, thanks to the invention of card sleeves. Revised Bayous. Near mint. Some revised Tundras. Fairly good condition. Revised Savannah. Tend to have a lot of revised lands. These are just all the ones that are in near mint condition I keep in the case. Taiga. Scrubland. Plateau. Tropical Island. Savannah. Sangea's Cradles. Not as old, but definitely some fond memories of using that.
That's worth a lot too, isn't it?
It's worth a decent amount these days. I'm sure Tolarian Academy would be worth far more if it wasn't banned. So Collector's Edition was a box set that came out, I believe, in 94, late 94. And so it was a gold bordered printing, means you couldn't use them in tournaments and events, although people do tend to use them in events that allow proxies. They have a very squared edge, so they don't look like either alpha or beta. As far as the print run and the inking, though, they do look like alpha cards. On the back, it's clearly gold, and it says Collector's Edition. Despite the fact that you can't use these in sanctioned tournaments, they're still worth quite a bit of money, especially if complete sets are sealed, because a lot of people broke them up and or played with them casually. All the power and everything is in here.
Oh, wow. Very jealous. Like most players, I can't help but dream that one day I'll get my hands on some of these cards. Some way, somehow. And speaking of boxes, Moxes aren't all Mike had to show me.
I also still have some sealed boxes from back in the day. So this is a sealed box revised. On them, it actually has like the product code number, and actually says how much the packs were retail at the time, which were $2.45 a pack.
Wow.
These were still standard packs. These had 15 cards in the pack and 36 packs in the box for these. And one of the other interesting things is each one inside each box was a slip of paper that tells you which number box it was off the production line. I believe they stopped doing that somewhere around this time frame.
Wow. That's a real blast from the past.
So we have some sealed boxes. We also have some sealed boxes of the dark still. I have 2 of those left. The dark packs were $1.45 a pack, apparently.
Wow.
And at that time, these were 8 cards per pack,
and
60 packs per box. Also fairly old, but also very much hated at the time. Chronicles.
Hey, I liked Chronicles.
Many of the older players hated the fact that they devalued many of the cards. They were apparently $2 a pack at the time.
Now they're $2.50 a pack, right? No, they're a little bit more than that, I think.
Chronicles actually contains some value, unlike a few other sets like Fallen Empires, or Homelands, or Prophecy.
Yes.
These were 12 card packs, which is rather strange, and there were 45 packs in each box.
This is the original Modern Masters.
Basically, or almost people considered almost like a core set because it was all reprints. Since we mentioned the worthless sets, I still have some boxes of Homelands. Most likely worth more sealed than opened. People do like to draft them because they still can be kind of fun draft, even though they weren't designed for drafting. So you only had to draft 6 packs instead because they're 8-pack boosters. And the retail on these was $1.75 a pack. And the infamous Fallen Empires.
When I got into Magic, the set was revised. My father took me down to the card shop to buy a box of it, and the person who ran that card shop pulled out 2 boxes of Fallen Empires and said I could get 2 for the price of that 1 box of revised, and being a new player, I had no idea the difference and said, sure, 2 boxes sound better than 1. Ah, memories.
A very common issue. I've heard that from a lot of people instead of getting some decent packs, because these were only $1.45 a pack. Versus all the regular packs were about $2.49. That many kids ended up with lots of Fallen Empire, which is unfortunately worthless, other than a few cards in the set. I have 2 boxes of Ice Age. Ice Age was originally designed to be a standalone set for Magic, hence why it had all the snow-covered lands and stuff, and was advertised as a standalone that could be played with the rest of Magic. They were 15 cards a pack, and it's when the packs went up to $2.95 a pack at this time frame. Sealed box of Alliances. Set's well known for Force of Will. About a $90 counterspell.
And it's an uncommon as well. How many do you think are in that box?
The average box had 4 in them. However, the print runs were truly kind of random back then, so I've seen boxes that only had like 1, and I've seen other boxes that had 12 in the past. These were 12 cards per pack, 45 packs in a box, and they were $2.45 a pack at the time. And last, some of the old stuff I have, or among the last, is Mirage. It was a pretty fun set. Visions, which was the next set in that block. These were also $2.95 a pack and 15 cards in each pack.
Oh, you